She was the first one we
Oh,
had.
okay. I was wondering about that. Where's this at? There was no. Looked like a big 4th of July or something.
By golly, I can't tell you. Some kind of a celebration.
Yeah, looks like a really old picture.
Yes.
I was wondering if your dad was in there or something.
Well, that has possibilities.
How
It
about,
isn't a service picture.
it says the 4th of the Kaiser McGregor. Whatever that means. I don't know.
You should behave yourself.
Is this the cat here? Right there?
No. That's one cat I had a long time ago, but when you guys were little fellas, we lived in the big farmhouse, and we had a black and white house cat.
Huh, what was that cat's name?
And you're with your sister. The cat, we had the old cook stove, the old wood stove. And the cat had gone to the stove, and she held on to her dear life a good many times.
Well, I remember, yeah, first thing in the morning, Lillian would get up and get the little trash burner, I think she called it, the little 2-burner thing.
Oh, yeah.
To warm the house up first thing in the morning, and you don't see many of those anymore.
No, I don't know.
Hardly ever. Well, what year did you leave North Dakota?
What year did I leave North Dakota? I came out here and stayed in 1947.
Because you heard there was a good chance to get a job out here, or was it better?
Well, I'd been out here. I'd been out here a couple of winters before, and gone back in the spring. And in '47, I met Grams in February. Well, April was time to get back for spring work, on the farm. So I went back and got a job. Well, I was promised a job, and somebody followed that up, but I got a job for one of the brothers. And we got married 2nd of July in 1947.
Oh, so that's great. You hadn't known Lillian then a real long time before you got married then?
No.
Oh, good. Did you meet her in Arlington?
Yeah, she lived in Arlington then.
But she's originally from Marysville, right? Didn't they all?
Well, she was raised here in Marysville. She done all her school housing in Marysville. She was actually born in North Dakota. She was just a little deer shaver when she come out here. That's Eddie's daughter with all the horses.
Boy, there's some really good shots in here of those horses. I don't know. There's some real good pictures of the horses in here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same horse, but she must have been a good rider because
she would go all over, even rode up in Canada.
Wow.
What do you call it?
Equestrian.
Huh?
Equestrian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She rode jumpers.
Yeah, there's a picture of that. That's Kristen, right?
That's Kristen, yeah. Well, you knew she.
Yeah, I knew her when
you
she
were
was
around when they stayed with us one whole summer.
I was around, I was around when they came up a couple weeks at a time. They come up for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Remember that little Mustang? I mean,
Yeah,
when those things
yeah,
first
yeah.
came out, so it must have been around 64 or 65. But I remember Eddie had come up there and he'd driven straight through, see, to get up, and
Oh,
he'd come and he was pretty tired the first day. Yeah, that was fun. So what, then when you moved out here, didn't you work at the Fortson Mill for a
Yeah,
while?
I went to work at Fortson, yeah. I come home a couple of days before Thanksgiving, and I couldn't get away any sooner. I worked for a crop share that year, and that guy was Polish, and he was just stubborn enough that he kept me there as long as he could figure out something that I had to be done before he'd pay me off, see. So I come home, I think it was 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Good afternoon, everyone. Bingo at 3 o'clock. Bingo at 3 o'clock in the activity room. Once again, bingo.
Make sure my
at 3
battery was still
in
good
the
on it.
activity room.
Do you remember what year this was taken? Or these pictures? I didn't like the.
But I
Mid-70s?
should, huh?
It looks like you went to a studio to get these done. To a photography studio. The way the lighting is in the background.
The old gopher's getting white there. It must have been about, well, I'm really afraid to say, but it could be a 25th anniversary, possibly.
So that'd be around 72.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That could, and I wouldn't swear to it, but it's what it kind of looks like.
Well, when you came out of here, then how long did you work at the Fortson Mill before you?
I went right to work. Thanksgiving was on Thursday, and Monday morning I went up to Fortson with Louis. That was my uncle, and he says, "Come on down and ride on the bus." He said, "Might get you a job." So I went down and rode on the bus, and got up there at the mill, and he went and talked to the head caboose, and then he come and talked to the yard boss. Yeah, he said, so-and-so, Tom. Oh, Tom. Anyway, Tom hadn't showed up, but he'd done this after payday way. He wouldn't be there for a couple of days. So Liming put me to work. I worked till 49. The rest of 47, all of 48, and almost all of 49. But then we snowed out. So they shut down.
Couldn't get the logs in.
Well, no, everything was all snowy. Of course, up there they get a lot more snow than down here, you know.
Well,
So
you said they had a bus. It was like a crew bus that went.
they had an old Navy bus. The company, I forget, cost it a little bit each day to ride it, but it was a lot better driving way up there.
Oh yeah, you bet.
And then 48, when I moved out on the farm, and then I had to hustle like hell because I started buying cows, milking cows and going to work. It wasn't too much fun.
Yeah, it's a long day. Work before you went to work and work after you went to work. Well, when you started up there, so Louis had already was working up there? And
Yeah, Louis was a grader. He graded lumber. So that's the only thing he'd done in his life, working the lumber.
And then you were like,
I was loading cars.
with a forklift or something?
No, by hand them days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all your 2x4s, 2x6s, and that was all hand loaded in box cars.
Wow. And that was all, was the lumber rough still, or did they plane it up there?
Oh, it was plain.
It was all
yeah.
ready to go then, huh?
Yeah. Big stuff. Big timbers went on flat cars, but they were loaded with crane. That was loaded. They had an old crane there.
Like the beams and stuff.
Yeah. Bigger timber.
What was the starting pay?
Huh?
How much did they pay you?
I think it was around $1.32 an hour.
Was that pretty good at that time?
Oh, so Christ, yeah, that man. We're in Fat City.
I remember that you took Stan and I up there with Lillian back in about 67 or 68. But of course the mill wasn't there anymore, but you could still see the cement and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that must be like almost like 20 miles from Arlington, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, see, years before Louis run that mill for the guy that owned it for, I don't know how long, maybe several years. Well, then he shut it down entirely for a while. It was shut down, and then somebody else bought it and started it up again. Yeah. Well, they're in Darrington now, I guess. Barker, I still think owns it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Barker owned it when I worked at Ford's.
Yeah, but in those days, all the lumber was coming up from up in the mountains up there, right? Because we just finished working on a job in Oso, and now you see a lot of logging trucks heading for Darrington, loaded with logs. So I guess I talked to a guy. I guess they buy them from all over the state.
Yeah, any place, yeah.
Anywhere they can find them.
Anywhere they can get them.
I copied this picture. This is all the sisters.
All the sisters. They're all just the way age-wise. This one is gone. This one is gone.
Okay, well, and what are their names, all of them?
This one is still alive, and these three are still alive. She just turned 90.
Wow.